Close your eyes. What do you hear?
I hear the water. I hear the birds.
Do you hear your own heartbeat?
No.
Do you hear the grasshopper, which is at your feet?
Old man, how is it that you hear these things?
Young man, how is it that you do not?
Yo, Todd, what up, dude?
Hey, what up, buddy?
Welcome to Movie LaBuffs.
Yes, and today we will be reviewing everything.
Everywhere?
All at once! Yeah, I swear we didn't work on that before.
Sorry about that. Yeah, Everything Everywhere All at Once. This is a Dan Kwan movie, written and directed by Dan Kwan, who I know from Swiss Army Man.
Oh, Swiss Army Man. Okay.
Yeah. The one with Paul Dano.
Paul Dano.
We talked about
in a
previous week.
in a corpsed
Daniel
Radcliffe.
Yeah. Did you watch that movie?
Yeah, the one where Paul Dano's stuck on the island, right?
Yeah.
It was a good flick.
Yeah,
solid
so that's, I think, like, the only thing I've seen from Dan Kwan. So, yeah, he only kind of did that and some, like, Foster the People, Houdini.
Oh.
He did a bunch of, like,
solid tune.
music videos, but...
Yeah, there's a lot of that. You see some directors like that. Like, you can go back and see, like, I can't remember who it was specifically, but it's a famous director. I kind of want to say David Lynch.
There's a lot. Yeah, David Lynch did
a lot of 80s videos, right?
Scorsese
also did music videos
I think
as well.
Paul Thomas Anderson does, like, the Coldplay ones, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, that sounds like his vibe.
Yeah. But yeah, there are a bunch that do that, have done that. I mean, it's a natural kind of progression if you...
Yeah, music, television, movies, right?
Yeah, if you direct, like, music videos, at one point you kind of want to do your own movie, I think, right?
Yeah, you gotta start somewhere, right?
Yeah. Some of them go back into it.
Yeah, there's not really any music videos anymore.
Not really. I guess they still make them.
Yeah, I think they're still on
it's
YouTube.
Like Vimeo, yeah.
Yeah, Vimeo, yeah, what's that? I mean, that's the YouTube ones,
Vivo.
right? Yeah, Vivo, yeah.
I said it wrong, yeah. Vivo, yeah.
Yeah, because, like, I don't know, I don't watch much.
The only one that is in my head right now is Driver's License. Because I know there's a video for that.
But... yeah, because it's crazy, because, like, it's funny, because even, like, going to Scotia and stuff like that, you go by the Much Music building, and you're like, do people even still make music anymore?
Yeah, it's weird that I mean, I don't know if you heard, but they're tearing that down. Like,
oh, really?
Yeah. Pretty crazy.
What do you think they're going to do with the car?
I don't know. Think somebody's going to drive it out of there?
Yeah, maybe back it out. Yeah, I don't know. It's crazy. That was like an institution for so long, right? Downtown. Like, you would go down and with that Much On Demand and stuff, and then you would go.
And yeah. You used to walk by there'd be fucking crowds there all the time.
Yeah. Watching
really
Simple
cool.
Plan or fucking
Most likely.
Ashley Tisdale or something like that. I don't know.
I
don't know. I'm just trying to think of, like...
Ashley Tisdale. Yeah, most likely Simple Plan, but yeah. Some 41.
Some 40 the Sums. Yeah, I don't know. There's always weird people on Much Music. I remember I'd turn it on every once in a while. I'd be like, who the hell is that? I remember I saw Psy on there for the first time, and I was like, yeah, this is years ago, and I was like, this is never going to catch on. Like a big K-pop is now.
Gangnam Style?
Gangnam Style, buddy.
Oh, yeah. Because I just found this out yesterday, but did you know that there's a new Lynch movie?
Okay.
That was a secret. He kept it secret, and he was premiering it at Cannes in, like, this month, or in May.
Really?
Yeah, like kept secret. And
yeah, what's this puppy all about?
Nobody knows. Because it was, like, done in secret.
What the fuck?
Yeah.
That's cool.
Because I was just looking up, too, like, the day before. I was like, Lynch hasn't done a fucking movie in a really long time. And I'm like...
We were just talking about doing music videos.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I was like, can he fucking please just make a movie again?
What was the last movie they made?
Probably like fucking Lost Highway, or maybe it was Mulholland Drive, probably.
Mulholland Drive.
Yeah.
Fuck.
Yeah, it was just like 2004 or something.
2005.
But yeah, well, a lot of people think it's going to be a Twin Peaks movie because there was like Kyle MacLachlan posted like a picture of like a rose from the series. Like a year
I don't know.
ago.
Do you want that though?
I mean, yes. I want another Lynch movie. You know,
Yeah.
like I'd really like if there was a Lynch movie, like a standalone Lynch movie. But I love Twin Peaks, so yeah, I do still want it.
I didn't watch the reboot Twin Peaks. Was that any good?
It was fucking amazing.
Really?
Dude,
Did they bring back like the original cast and stuff?
Some of the best television I've ever seen.
Really? And that's like all the original actors are back.
Not all of them.
No.
McLaughlin's there.
Really?
The girl that plays Laura Palmer. I'm not sure. There's not many that are back because it's about.
I know
different people.
Duchovny's definitely in it. Is Duchovny not in this one?
I can't remember actually.
Because he's in the OG. He's in the OG Twin Peaks.
It's like Jim Belushi is a big character in it.
Really?
Yeah, and he's good. It's about different people because they're in a different place. They're not in Twin Peaks.
Oh, they're not in Twin Peaks.
No.
I thought it just continued in Twin Peaks.
No, it's like it's basically so Kyle MacLachlan's character. Spoilers for Twin Peaks, by the way.
Yeah.
But I'm not really spoiling season 3. But Kyle MacLachlan's character at the end of Twin Peaks, you know, he goes into the Black Lodge, and Twin Peaks starts 20 years later, I think it is, and it's him getting out of the Black Lodge, and he was stuck in there for 20 years.
Really?
And so he's like delusional and shit, but because he's been sitting on a chair for 20 years in the Black Lodge.
That's kind of cool.
Yeah.
I might watch that tonight.
And do you know the Men in Black shit, like not the movies, but
the actual stuff,
the actual concept of like the spirit guardians and shit like that. That's what it's about.
Really?
Yeah, and about the creation of like evil and shit.
Okay, you got me.
It's cool.
I'm gonna check this out.
It's really cool.
I would probably give the OG ones a rewatch because I've seen those in like 13 something
Season
years.
1 is fucking amazing.
Yeah, season 1 was very strong. Season 2's a little dicey. Season 2's a little, from what I can remember, season 2 got a little weird.
Yeah, it gets really soapy too.
Yeah.
But the ending's really good.
Okay.
But dude, if you haven't seen season 1 in a long time,
it's
fucking awesome.
I remember watching it. I did enjoy it. Yeah, I definitely would give that a rewatch. Fuck.
But the third season, dude, trust me.
It's especially if he's gonna put out a Twin Peaks movie.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
I just want to see him do a remake of a fucking...
It would be, I think it's carrying on the story from where the season 3 left off.
Oh, okay. Because that ended, what, like 4 years ago? 4 years ago?
Yeah, maybe 3. Yeah, maybe. Shit. Yeah, maybe.
And I can only assume Lynch did the third season.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, like alone. Yeah, like, I'm not going to spoil the end of season 3, but it introduces a new character, like at the very end, that has kind of like been there the whole time, but you don't know it type of thing. And I think the new movie, the rumor is that it's going to be about that character.
Oh, okay.
So,
I mean, somebody must know something.
That's all people know.
Unless he made them all sign like NDAs.
Oh, dude, and Lynch is fucking...
He's crazy, eh?
Even that post that Kyle MacLachlan put, like, it got taken down. And it's probably because Lynch told him to. And it was just a little post about a flower. It was a little hint to something, but...
Oh, okay. All right. I like this.
My favorite is in one interview with Lynch, and the guy's like, you say that Eraserhead is your most spiritual movie. Can you explain that? And he just goes, no.
I don't even think he knows what he writes half the time. Like you watch it and you're just like, this is fucked.
Yeah, I think it's just for him.
I think it is too.
Only he knows. Mulholland Drive...
That movie's fucked. Yeah. Like, they're all fucked.
I think that's the only movie that I don't think anyone knows what it's about.
I mean, you can make the argument too. What's the Kubrick one that everyone?
Well, I was going to say 2001 as well, but
2001 as well. I mean, also The Shining as well too. People pick that apart.
True.
People pick that apart for.
But they teach Mulholland Drive more so.
Yeah,
that movie's way more confused with Mulholland Drive.
Yeah, there's a lot going on.
Like Mulholland Drive is one of the only movies where I have no idea what it's about. Like, I can tell you that, you know, like, The Shining, you know, you can see, like, the fucking violence and rape themes. You can see, like, the
societal
genocide
stuff,
of, like, the Native Americans. Like, you can see that in that movie. Mulholland Drive, there's nothing. It's just fucking weird. Yeah. I love that movie, but it's like, what is this fucking about? Like, I don't know. Maybe if I rewatched it, because like I haven't seen it for a long time. But
I remember watching it years ago and I was like, this is fucked. Like, it's hard to follow.
Same with Lost Highway. It's like, what the fuck is that about?
Which one is Lost Highways again?
Lost Highway is...
Is that the black and white one?
No. It's about, like, Hollywood elite people, and there's, like, a dinner party, and there's a weird guy.
Oh, yeah.
And he, like, stalks them a bit.
Yeah.
But then, like, it's just weird. And
yeah, it's like, what's that
really
all about?
Yeah. What is happening? Yeah.
Yeah, it's like, what's that all about?
But I love those movies, because also...
They're so indie, it hurts. Like...
Yeah, they're so original.
Yeah, it is. It is original. It's all original.
That's what I need.
Yeah.
So, anyway.
And like as we said, like you need more original content.
Tying in this movie.
Yeah.
Everything Everywhere All at Once.
Yeah. Original shit.
Concept.
We want original shit all at once.
Anyway, so this movie stars Michelle Yoeh, Stephanie Su, I think.
Yep.
Huy Quan.
Nice.
James Hong.
Yep.
Jamie Lee Curtis.
That's an easy one for you.
Jenny Slate's in it too.
Oh, nice.
That's pretty much everyone.
Yeah, the important people anyway. We won't really get too much into the plot really as much because like I feel it's kind of something that like you kind of got to see like unravel.
Yeah, I mean we'll get into it a bit.
We'll get into it a bit later in the spoilers section.
Yeah.
So in terms of the acting, obviously the lead is played by Michelle Yoeh. What do you think of her chops?
Yeah, I mean she's great. She's a really good actor.
And she's in a lot of stuff that, like, I'd seen her obviously in stuff before. Like when I saw her, I was like, oh god, I've seen her in stuff. And then I think you had mentioned Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon too. And I was like,
she's in Crouching Tiger.
And that's when I was kind of like, okay, like I see where
you see the choreography.
You can see the choreography very well, yeah.
Stuff.
And it has that like vibe to it too, right? She was really cool. But I think she was great. Like I thought she was really, really good. Like, and a lot of the movie switches between. I believe they're speaking Mandarin. That's what it sounds like to me. It is Mandarin. Yes, it is Mandarin.
Okay.
Yeah. I don't know, because there was a few moments in the movie where I was like, oh, they are speaking Mandarin. It's kind of ironic, really, because like I referenced it from Wayne's World because one of them was like Neho Langa, and I was like, oh yeah, that's in Wayne's World when he's learning Mandarin. And I was like, okay, so they are speaking Mandarin. That's kind of how I bridged it, anyway. Yeah, so it kind of goes in between like English and Mandarin, which is great, like kind of thing. Like it's a little confusing at first, right? I'm kind of like, what's going on? Is this like subtitles? Like, but yeah, it starts to flow. Like,
yeah. Well, we should mention that we both went into this movie fairly blind.
Yeah, we didn't really know what we were going into. I had heard a few things about the movie, and I was like, okay, let's go check this out.
I knew it was a Dan Kwan movie, so my only frame of reference was Swiss Army Man,
and that's enough.
Yeah, that's enough for me to make me want to watch
it.
Yeah, for sure. It also starred Huy Quan, who, of course...
Short Round.
Short Round from Indiana Jones, Data from the Goonies.
Yes.
Okay, so this movie made me think of The One a lot, the Jet Li movie, The One.
And it had a lot of similarities to that as well.
I'll explain why later, but when we go into spoilers.
Yeah.
But, I mean, if people know The One, they can kind of guess a little bit from that.
Yeah, kind of, but kind of not, like, kind of thing. Like,
but apparently, and I don't remember this, but Huy Quan is in The One. That's a weird little connection there.
But he was great in that. He was one of my favorite parts of the movie.
Yeah.
He was so good in that.
Yeah,
he's like always animated, and he's always going. I found it really hard not to yell out in the theater, like, "Hold on your potatoes, Dr. Jones!" Like it's really like, it's so hard.
Yeah,
like,
it's good to see him in something again, and especially something where he has like so much to do.
Yeah, and he's very right. Like he's a main character. Like he's the lead essentially.
Yeah, one of the leads.
One of the leads.
Last thing I saw him in kind of recently was not even a movie, but it was that Josh Gad YouTube show where he did Reunited Apart during COVID, and they did the Goonies, and it was
really
the cast of the Goonies.
And, that's cool.
And the crew. Did you watch any of those?
Was Sloth there?
I don't know.
Like the guy in the
I know who Sloth is, but yeah, I don't know. Actually.
No, I didn't watch it.
Might have been. That was really good. Yeah, and it's funny because all those people, I didn't really know, but they're all still like working and have been working the whole time. Which is
like Corey Feldman.
Characters.
Corey Haim, Corey Feldman. Corey Haim.
Like everyone, even like the older brother and like.
Really?
That's kind of interesting.
That's cool. It's good to see 80s actors still working. Because like so many of them, you're just like so many of them, you're just like, what the fuck ever happened to them? Even like Matthew Broderick and stuff like that. Like, you know, some just disappear like that, right?
That's true. Well, it's like what we were talking about a bit like the other week, was like being pigeonholed in that time.
Yeah.
I think. Like, Matthew Broderick maybe a little bit.
Yeah, he's kind of Ferris Bueller, right?
Yeah.
I think he'll always be Ferris Bueller. I don't think he'll ever really be anything else besides Ferris Bueller.
That's true, because what else was he in? Like, a Cable Guy, which was decent.
The Stepford Wives.
Oh, yeah.
yeah. Cable Guy. What the fuck else was he in?
I was going to say War Games, but that's Michael J. Fox, right?
No, that's
Was that Broderick?
That's yep. That's
Okay.
Broderick. That's his first movie.
That was his first one?
That was the first thing he was in. God, he's in something. I mean, you can count Lion King, I guess, too. He voices that. He voices Simba.
And which one?
The OG Lion King.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, and JTT.
Really?
Yeah, JTT is young Simba.
Who's JTT?
Jonathan Taylor Thomas, buddy. Home Improvement legend. And not that idiot with the fucking stupid hair.
Yeah,
I hated that kid. What a moron. No, yeah, that just blow your mind. Yeah, that's he plays Simba.
I mean, it did kind of blow my mind.
Yeah. This might blow your mind even further. Jones Earl Jones was was Mufasa.
I mean, I knew that. Obviously, I knew that. Mufasa. The daughter was played by Stephanie Sue.
Stephanie Sue,
I think is how you pronounce it. I didn't really know her from anything.
I had seen her in a few things. She looks familiar. Like, I've seen her in a couple things.
Yeah, like, she's in a lot of TV shows, like, in her filmography.
Okay.
Marvelous Miss Maisel. Apparently, like, small roles, it looks like. Yeah, like, I watched Marvelous Miss Maisel. I haven't seen the last, like, few episodes, but I don't remember.
You don't remember seeing her in there?
Yeah, but it's been a few years that it's been on now. I don't know.
You get back into it.
So maybe in the first season. Yeah, I mean, I love that show.
Oh, really?
Yeah, you ever watch it?
No, I've never watched it.
You
No.
should watch it. It's
Yeah.
like literally one of my favorite shows of all time.
Really? What's it about?
It's basically about a female comic in the 50s.
Oh,
Yeah.
I've seen that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, that's okay. And yeah. I like. I've seen the trailers for it and stuff like that. Okay, that's not good, eh?
Watch it. Yeah.
Okay, cool.
It's got Monk in it.
Oh,
He plays the
Tony
dad.
Shalhoub.
Tony Shalhoub.
Yeah.
He's fucking just so good. Yeah.
Oh, Tony Shalhoub.
He plays like her dad. Yeah, it's like her parents are both like traditional Jewish parents and like don't understand that she wants to get into comedy, and then she does, and that's kind of what it's about, and it's just fucking awesome.
Cool.
Really good. About living in New York and doing fucking comedy, and yeah, it's sick.
Oh, nice. All right, maybe we'll check that out.
Yeah, but what did you think of Stephanie Sue?
I thought she was great. I thought, like, because of like the way that the movie's like written, her character was like obviously like one of them, like very, very prominent in the story. I really liked the range of how like it went from like she's kind of like goes from like, you know, like happy to upset to not have to like it's not pissed off. Like the emotions were very like on point, I found. Because she does flip-flop between emotions a lot, really. And, like, as we get into a bit more about the movie, well, you'll find out a bit more
Yeah,
why.
same with, like, Huy Quan.
Yes.
He also, like, had, like, snaps to different emotions really quickly.
Mm-hmm.
That was cool.
Yeah, no. The acting was, like, on point. Like, I really enjoyed the acting. The father was...
James Hahn.
Yeah, the guy from... He was in, like, obviously, I think most people, when you see him, you know him as, like, he's the waiter in...
he's the host.
The host in Seinfeld, yeah, when they're going to the Chinese restaurant. Yeah,
Chinese restaurant.
Cartwright? Yeah. I mean, and I've seen him in a few other things, too. Like, he was great in that, too. I liked him in that, too.
Oh, yeah.
And then the sub-characters, which were...
Well, Jamie Lee Curtis is in it.
Yep. She's pretty predominant in the movie as well. I think she did a decent job. I could have done with or without her. You really could have plugged in anybody else and it would have been fine by me. I guess they were just like...
Yeah, her character wasn't really that important.
Yeah, it's what her character embodies really more of what it was about, right?
Yeah.
Not her character, the character
But she
itself.
was good.
She was good. She's a pro, right? Like, you know, she's like, you know, it's going to be decent. Jenny Slate, which I didn't know was Jenny Slate until like halfway through the movie. I was like, oh, that is Jenny Slate.
Which is weird because like she's not like wearing a costume or anything. She looks like Jenny Slate.
Yeah, I know. It didn't click. It did not click.
I got you.
I guess it's just the role that she's playing.
I like her a lot though.
I like her. She's funny.
Yeah, she's great.
I guess we can dive right into a little bit about the movie. So it's really more of a family dynamic movie that really plays into a lot of like Chinese culture and, you know, coming to
Chinese
America.
culture in America, yeah.
In America. And, you know, it's very, very like family oriented. I still don't even really want to go too much into the story because for me, the best part about it was sitting there and like trying to figure out what was going on. Yeah. Like,
and it is really written that way too.
Yes.
You kind of follow the people that don't know what's going on.
Yes.
And they don't like tell you until those people know. As like,
yeah.
You learn as they learn.
Yes.
Which is why it's like a slow learning process, and it's like, what the fuck is happening for the first like half hour?
Yeah. But man, it's a bit of a mind fuck. It gets a little mind bendy a little bit.
Yeah, so we'll say it's like a family story with a mind bending concept. Let me ask you, did you like the movie, Todd?
I loved it.
Oh, that's awesome.
I loved it. I thought it was one of the best movies I've seen this year. I honestly went into this like not really knowing what it was about. I had heard good things about it, and I was like, okay, like let's just go see what this is all about, and then I'll decide for myself.
Sweet.
And then when we left, I was like, that was really fucking good. Like I was like very impressed with the writing, the story, the acting. Like the costumes were fucking great. The costumes are very, very good. Yeah. And just the shots.
Oh yeah.
The shots are always changing, and it's fucking unreal.
It's
like
shot really well.
Yeah.
Oh, I forgot to mention too. It was produced by the Russo brothers.
I know. I saw that at the end. Yeah.
It.
When we left the theater, I was like, "Oh, the Russo brothers had a hand in this."
Which you can see that.
Yeah, it does have those elements to it too. Yeah.
Yeah. So there's an element of like old kung fu movies too, because they
it checks along. Did you like it?
I liked it. Yeah, I liked it a lot.
I would strongly recommend, if you haven't seen this, don't even watch the trailer. Yeah. Just go see it. Honestly,
agreed. Like,
just go see it blind. I can honestly say it's a great date night movie. It's a great relationship movie, a family movie. I wouldn't bring kids to it. I think it's R-rated. It's definitely R-rated. I saw a couple dicks in there. It's got to be
true.
Yeah, if there's a dick, it's got to hit that R rating.
I would say that, like the best reason to see this movie is because above anything else, it's pretty original.
Yes, and that's why I was sitting there. I was like, I've never seen anything like this.
So yeah, and we live in a world of reboots and remakes. Of course, that's the conversation that keeps coming up everywhere.
Yeah, nobody has any fucking ideas anymore.
But yeah, so this is an original movie.
Would you say a breath of fresh air?
I would.
Yeah, nice. I would. It's a great kickoff to like the summer movie.
That's
like
true too.
Yeah, like
and a kickoff to now. We've been to a couple, but now the theaters are like back. Mm-hmm. We can go every week now.
Let me ask you this: do you think this gets Oscar consideration down the line?
Well, something you mentioned, I think it'll get at least costume and makeup.
Yeah, for sure. Cinematography, maybe too.
Could.
The acting,
it could do any category, really.
It really could.
But the thing is, especially when movies come out at this time, they tend not to be considered.
Yeah, because people forget about them, right?
Yeah.
Which is weird, but like, you know what? Like, it's like, what do you want to do, right? Do you want an award consideration, or do you want a summer movie where you're gonna make money, right?
That's what I was thinking too. Or do you just want to fucking make a movie? Like, people making movies aren't necessarily thinking about the fucking Oscars.
Yeah, that's true. Right? Yeah,
so
exactly.
Because I was thinking about that, like releasing.
I mean, that's not entirely true. There are people who make movies specifically for Oscar purposes.
But I'm thinking this movie specifically, like a Dan Kwan.
Yeah.
He wants to make a fucking movie, so let's make it as soon as I can.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, let's release it April 1st.
I think it should be. I mean, we haven't seen what else is going to come out yet.
I would give it a screenplay nomination.
I would too. I think it was better than some of the movies that I saw, like that were this year's Oscar movies.
Yeah, it was really well written.
Yep.
And what was going on related to the family thing all the entire time, like mirrored it and stuff, and they kept bringing it back. Like,
there's fucking layers. It was
layers.
Layers upon
really
layers.
Smartly done.
The way it was written, I would love to see that script. That is like, there's a few scenes that just come out of nowhere, and you're just like, some are extremely funny, some you're just like, what?
Yeah, that's
and
true.
You're just like,
it surprised you a lot.
The humor aspect also is what got me. There's some fucking funny parts in here.
It was really funny.
Yeah, like I had a few moments where like I buckled, like I couldn't.
So it was like comedy, it was
action, family. It really checks every box.
Yeah, dramatic.
Yeah. It's crazy. I didn't think you could make a movie like this that was like, it's well rounded.
The other like genius thing about it, like the entire concept, is that it's about basically this older Chinese couple that's thrown into a action-y type scenario, and like a traditional Chinese family couple that's like, you know, hard on their kids type of, the opposite of people that would be thrown into this situation, which is what I think I like most about the movie.
Yeah. It's very similar to a Stephen King book, right? Like, it's not like extraordinary people in extraordinary situations. It's just normal people in an extraordinary situation, right? Like, that's just kind of what's happening, right? It's just, they're just normal people.
Yeah.
Like
beyond.
They're like normal people that you can see on the street and stuff like that. What'd you IMDb by this bad boy? What did IMDb give it? Just out of curiosity.
Well, let's rate it first.
Okay, yeah. Then we'll look at it. Okay, I like this system where we do that. That's a good reveal, right? It's a game show, right?
Yeah.
It's like that. What's that one with the cases?
Also, I don't like it to influence my rating.
Oh yeah,
but
fuck that.
Deal or No Deal.
Deal or No Deal. Yeah, you let me hang in there with that one. I was about to say Wheel of Fortune, like, and look like a fucking idiot.
Wheel of Fortune.
Well, guess what, bud? You just fucking did.
I would say, like, for going to the decimal, I would say, like,
to the deci.
8.2.
You give 8.2? I give it a solid 8.5.
Nice.
I would go 8.5. I'm leaning a bit more, 8.6, 8.7. There's a couple things I had a few issues with that we'll get into shortly. But outside of that, phenomenal movie. If you're listening to this and you haven't seen it, go see it. Go see it in theaters.
Yeah, I mean, we both came at
11.8,
so
I can't. Yeah, we never rate shit that high normally. Like,
not stuff we do on the
no,
podcast.
not the stuff. No, not the movies.
We might have done that for Sound of Metal.
Yeah,
did you rate that above an 8?
I did rate that above an 8.
Yeah, I'm not sure what I rated it, but probably.
Yeah, close to. This movie's up there with that for me. This was very, very, very good. And yeah, I do think this will get award consideration down the road.
I hope so. I mean, it will.
I mean, the Star Wars movies come out in the summer and shit too, and they always get fucking nominated, right?
That's true.
Like,
it will, at least for like probably like, you know, SAGs, Globes, shit like that. But yeah, we'll see.
Yeah,
we'll see. Should we go into
the nitty-gritties of the spoilers?
Spoilers now?
Yeah.
All right, let's go into full spoilers.
Yeah. So, and like I said before, if you haven't seen it, fucking just go watch it.
Yeah.
The drive-in, fucking illegally download it. Do whatever. Don't illegally download it. Do whatever you gotta do. Check it out. Honestly,
I mean, it's great on the big screen too. So.
Oh yeah, fuck. We saw an IMAX. It was fucking sick. Yeah. It is fucking sick. Yeah, we'll just jump into it. So, do you want to break it down with what this whole bad boy's all about?
Sure, I guess. I mean, yeah, so we kind of find ourselves in, like, a laundromat. This couple runs, and they seem to not really like each other, or at least there's some
They're on the rocks. Their relationship's on the rocks.
And they have a relationship with this daughter that's on the rocks, too. And it all seems very, very normal, very, like...
So it seems.
American Family type shit, you know? With bills piling up and shit. And then all the fucking sudden, probably... You know, it has a decently long setup for this, too.
Oh, man, the setup.
Because they really set up this, like, story about a family.
Yeah, at the core...
seems to be what it's about.
I think what they're trying to convey is that that's the ultimate message of the movie, that it's about the family.
Agree.
Yeah.
Totally
So you have to set that up.
Totally agree. Yeah, and then the weird thing that happens, like 20 minutes in, is all of a sudden the very boring father starts doing like backflips.
Yeah.
And it seems to be like he's a sleeper agent type.
Yeah, that's what I thought at first too. I was like, is he a spy?
Yeah, same.
Yeah.
And then we learn that he's like a character in the multiverse, or there's a multiverse.
There is a multiverse.
And he's tapping into another of him.
From a different universe.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And this is the moment, too, that I was mentioning before, where I was like, this is like Jet Li's The One.
Yeah.
Because that movie is about, it's kind of like a Highlander thing.
So the plot of that one is that, there's multiple universes, and by killing...
If you kill every one of yourself, you become the one.
Because there's only you left, right? And you gain more power as you go.
Yeah.
But that's what's happening. As the evil Jet Li is killing more people, the good Jet Li is also getting stronger because he's also hasn't died yet.
And then they have to fight each other.
Yeah, which in this movie, kind of similar.
Yeah, it was similar because the concept, one of the general concepts of the movie is that you can, once you like learn this skill, you can like tap into another brain that you have in a different universe and have that person's skills. So
yeah.
you would tap into like, oh, this person's a gymnast, so now you can do like flips and shit. This person's a mathematician, so now you're like can do fucking smart ass math.
Math and stuff.
Math shit.
You're mopping up floors and solving math problems.
Yeah, and then we find out that someone is trying to kill all of the. This is another like scene, like the one thing. They're trying to kill all of the mother's characters. Should we say who's doing it now?
I mean, we're already doing spoilers. Yeah. So yeah, you find out that obviously it's the daughter. We find out that the mother, obviously, the lead, that she, in a different universe, comes up with technology for people to jump between universes. That she tests this on the daughter, and the daughter becomes like splintered, I guess, and she kind of splinters off into every single, whatever, thousands and thousands of different universes, right? So she's one with every single one of her, and she travels in between.
She experiences everything everywhere all at once.
Yeah, everything everywhere all at once.
And it like fucks with her, and she's very mad, so she's like trying to... Well, yeah, so you think she's trying to kill off her mom, but what she's really trying to do is do the same thing to her mom. So take her mom to...
The everywhere
thing that makes her experience it all, just to like get back at her or whatever. And
I know it sounds complicated as we're trying to explain this, but oh man, there's like so much to this. Like you also do have to watch it, but yeah, like how cool was that? Like the scenes were so good, like the traveling back and forth, because there's always scenes of like, you know, like they're going like they're like, oh, in a past life was it like in this universe I'm like a sushi chef or whatever. Right. Yeah. And
it would be interesting to see how it was shot, like in what order, because I assume. Because they jump back and forth through a bunch of different, like...
Universes. Yeah, one, she's, like, a famous kung fu actress.
So, obviously, you'd film, like, all of the sushi chef scenes, you know, on one day, whatever. But it would just be interesting because they change so much throughout the movie because it's at different points in the story. But, so, my one point was going to be about the family dynamic thing and what's happening when they're trying to basically save the universe type deal. Is that if you didn't do the universe stuff, and you only did the family thing, or vice versa, it's the same fucking movie. Because
but that's what makes it so good.
What the characters are going through is the same in the action.
It's a circle.
Story. Yeah. And that's the brilliance of the writing and the script. Because they're like tying back in the same moments that connect. So when they're back in the laundromat, it's also when, you know, something crazy is going on in the multiverse world. That's the brilliant. I
love the dynamic between the husband and the wife, where it's like where she sees that life where she didn't marry him, and then she goes in the universe where she didn't marry him, and then she's like a famous actress and she learned all that kung fu stuff,
and her life seems to be a lot better.
Yeah, and then she sees him and meets him and starts talking to him, and she's like, oh, is my life really that much better? And it kind of goes through all the different ones. Like,
well, they have to find that relationship on the way too, because in every time that she goes to a universe where she's with the husband, they're like on the rocks in each one. Yeah. They're like getting divorced in each one. And her life seems shit in each one. So because it seems like the only good life is the one where she never ended up with the husband. Seems like the only good life. So in all of the universes, whatever, they have to like figure it out together or whatever.
It's all got to come together.
Yeah, they gotta fix their relationship no matter what universe, including the one where they didn't end up together because they run into each other.
Yes, yeah, I love that one. That was one of my favorite like backstory ones. But yeah, the daughter, she's like crazy universe god or whatever, because she can go from every universe.
You find about this villain that's basically trying to kill her, and it turns out to be the daughter, but.
Yeah, so it's every version of the daughter, right? And I think that really cool scene where the cops are there and she keeps turning into like different people. Like,
yeah, that's sweet.
Yeah,
she can manipulate anything around her while no one else can. Yeah, because she basically can control the universe.
Yeah, and this movie was great for that fact that it had like kung fu elements in it too. Like they would go they're like, okay, I'm gonna go to a person who knows how to do this, right?
It had great choreography. The choreography, kung fu stuff. You know what? It also reminded me a lot of the. Kung fu choreography reminded me of old Jackie Chan movies.
Exactly.
Because in the Jackie Chan movies, he would like do kung fu and comedy, where he would use like stupid shit like a fish to like block.
Oh, it had a lot of those elements.
Yeah, it had a lot of that. It reminded me of that, and I loved that. You know, it's clever and funny.
Well, the lead, she was in Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you can see a lot of that as well in the movie. Like, if you love kung fu movies,
yeah,
like this is
it
like
has that element.
And I like that scene where he like takes the fanny pack off and he starts beating the shit out of people. I was like, that's like classic Jackie Chan.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah,
because he uses like random ass objects.
Yeah, like, and that's Jackie Chan though, always like, I love it. Like, he always has that surprised look on his face, like, oh, like, and he's always like,
yeah, he's always like, he always seems to be like he's he
can't believe it's happening.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, and he's like throwing something at the guy, like, what is this? And he like throws it at him.
Yeah, he's like doing shit like by accident.
Yeah. But that's what makes him such a great like performer, right? Like, in my opinion,
definitely.
Like, a lot of people be like, oh, Bruce Lee, Jet Li, everything. But like, Jackie Chan's my guy. Like,
yeah, that's the debate, the three.
Oh yeah, man.
Jackie Chan's my guy. Well, they're all
Rumble in the Bronx?
Yeah.
Oh, buddy.
They all like, that's the succession though. First it was Bruce Lee.
Jackie Chan kind of had his own style that like he kind of...
Well, so Bruce Lee did this like slow and powerful kung fu.
Yeah.
It was badass. Jet Li did this,
which launched kung fu, like, which made kung fu into like...
Jet Li did more of the like super fast kung fu, well choreographed, and Jackie Chan did stunts and kung fu mixed with comedy, which is why I like, and more. Yeah, it was more like.
Well, Jackie Chan's the drunken master, right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's where it all stems from.
Yeah,
really.
Yeah, really. It's that like sloppy, like kind of kung fu, like It's great. Which those old kung fu movies, like, even if you haven't watched those in a while, like, fucking watch some of those ones, like Enter the Dragon.
Yeah, they all hold up.
Oh yeah, they're good. Like I said, Rumble in the Bronx. I can't remember what that other one was. That big one.
Police Story.
Police. What the fuck is that one called? Police. That one's a very good one.
Police Story. Yeah.
Police Story. Okay, that one's also very good too. But yeah, no, this movie has a lot of that kung fu. Like you said, family dynamic. Yeah, and it really like it's all about like them traveling in between the different universes and seeing different characters that like. There's some really funny shit in there too, like that. Kind of stems from that. Yeah, definitely. It also reminded me a lot of that movie. Like, you ever seen that movie Kung Fu Hustle?
Yes.
Yeah. It kind of reminds me a bit of that. Like, it had a lot of those like cheese, like some of those cheesy elements to it.
It did have a lot of. It seemed to have a lot of tones. And yeah, it would be like very comedic, and then it would be serious. And then it's like a kung fu movie again, and then it's a comedy again. It's like it cuts to that part where they're just rocks. And
that one was one of my
just like dialogue on the
screen.
Oh,
that was fucking great. I was like, who wrote that? I was like, that's fucking amazing. Like, it was just like, they're just rock, you know, like, and as they start rolling closer to each that was great. Like,
the thing with the fucking like 2001 scene.
Oh yeah, the hot dog. Oh, I fucking died during that too. I think my favorite one was the one where she keeps talking about like she's like, but it's funny because I just clicked into this now where she's like, oh, it's a Raccacoonie, right? Like he's yeah, but she calls it Raccacoonie, right? Because it's like, and it's controlling it, and I'm saying they're like, oh, you don't know what you're talking about. But she calls it that because she knows it from that, like, that universe, or that guy controls him, right? She knows it because she's...
Oh, you thought that?
Yeah! I thought it was just, like, she was mispronounced. Like, it's a one-off, right?
No.
Like, it seems like she's...
I thought she was mispronouncing, and then coincidentally, because there's infinite universes, there's a universe where there's a Raccacoonie character.
Yeah, I don't think it's coincidence. I think she's recalling it from there. She's like, no, like there's like that's.
Well, she does. Yeah, okay, because she jumps. Yeah, okay, interesting.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking about too. And I saw that, I was like, did she know that, or was that a mistake? I think there's a lot of cool little stuff in there. Yeah. Because it's divided into 3 parts, right? Which are the everything.
Everywhere. And then
everywhere, everything.
All at once.
All at once. Everything everywhere all at once. Yeah, so it's divided into 3 parts. And at the end of the first part, when they cut to this...
Yes.
I was like, what?
Yes.
That was amazing.
There's one moment where I was like... Actually, a bit before that, I've never seen this in a movie, I don't think, and I thought it was brilliant. When one of her universe characters is... we know as the actor, and the movie that she's at the premiere of is the movie we're watching. And it like zooms out.
Oh yeah.
And it's like the screen in the theater, and it's like the movie we're watching, and like, what the fuck? And then like you're saying, and then like something kind of dramatic happens like 10 minutes later, and then the credits go on the screen.
And I remember sitting there, I was like, I
thought it was over for a few seconds.
But because you know why? Because it said part 1, and I was like, "Oh, is this a Dune situation?"
Yeah.
And that's do you think they did that on purpose?
Because part 1 is like
the longest.
Hour.
Yeah. It's like an hour and 20, right? Probably.
Yeah.
Like.
Well, I was thinking at that point, like, and I was kind of disappointed because I was like, oh shit, are there sequels to this fucking thing?
Yeah, that's what I thought too. I was like, you're gonna sequel this shit?
Yeah, just make it one condensed.
Oh man, it made me so mad for like that split second of sitting there being like, are you fucking kidding me? And then it just kept going. And I was
then it zoomed out again, and they're in the theater again. That was fucking brilliant.
Yeah, I was like, bravo. I was like, there's some fucking.
Also, it said like directed by Daniels, and I was like, oh, is he changing his name?
Yeah,
to just have one name.
Yeah, Daniels.
Because that's his production company, I think.
Oh, is it? Yeah. Okay, so they had to add that. They had a little.
But yeah, I was like, oh, interesting.
No, but yeah, and then it goes on for another 40 minutes, and that's when you get like the really like the mind bending shit, right? Where it starts to go in between the universes and stuff.
Yeah.
The one they have the hot dog fingers and stuff like that too, and like Jamie Lee Curtis is her lover, even though like she's like against it. And there's a lot fucking going on in here.
Yeah, so she's learning in that instance that basically there's endless like scenarios, and something that she's against is like her daughter being gay. So there's one scenario in another universe where she's gay. So that's what's interesting, like she's learning these things, these like real life things in this crazy environment. That's the whole thing for me, where it's like,
I think the whole point of it's
kind of like a metaphor of just learning as you get older, and as your daughter teaches you that like her life's okay and you learn it. It's just like a metaphor for that, getting tighter as a family.
No, I did. Like, I agree. Yeah, I loved it. Like, I love that, like, that whole setup of, like, how she, like, accepts everything at the end. But I think more so that she accepts, like, the husband and, like, how he's, like, positive and, like, this crazy.
Not tough.
Not tough in certain ways, right? Well, but that ends up being the true savior of the movie, right? She sees him as, like, this wimpy, like, kind of, like, goofy guy, right? Because he's always running around like, oh. Yeah. But then in the end, you find out that that's really...
him like, keeping everyone together.
Yeah, everyone together, and it's, like, the family thing, and, like... It really, like, I didn't, like...
And a yin to your yang.
So yeah. Like, and, like... I had a point there, like, I was like...
he also mirrors the daughter's, like, girlfriend.
He does, yeah. And I had a moment in there when I was watching it, and I was like, this is some heavy family shit.
Like deep shit.
Yeah, it was like some deep shit, and the acting was really good, and you could feel it, like, when you were watching it, and I was like, this is some fucking foreign family argument stuff mixed in with multiverse travel, mixed in with kung fu, mixed in, like, but it all comes back to the family dynamic at the end, which was fucking... amazing.
Yeah. I think it's one of those movies too, actually, where you need to like see a second time.
I mean, I'm going to, but like,
so you can like really,
take it in. Yeah. And on my second watch through, like, I'll come back and I'll probably let you know, like, little things that I saw and I missed and stuff, like, because there was a lot going on in there. It's hard to process it, like, as you're watching it all happen. You're like, there was a few things that I was like, okay, I probably missed something there, like.
Yeah, true.
There's a lot of like subtle things going on as well, right? So. Be very interesting to take a rewatch on that. Yeah.
So let me ask you: is there anything you didn't like about the movie?
Like I said, the only thing I didn't like is that it did resemble that thing that you mentioned, the one thing, because that did cross my mind.
Yeah, at first too, I was kind of like, oh, another multiverse thing.
Because that's all the craze now, right?
All the Marvel movies are doing it and everything like that.
Yeah, but fuck them. This is done properly.
Exactly.
This is how it should have been done.
And that thought didn't last too long. I was thinking that for about 10 minutes.
I understand you because I was fully with you on that one. Where like I was like, is this going to be a thing now? Is this all the movies are going to be like? This the new thing now? It was like, what was that Ryan Reynolds one where like, because like it's just coincides with like theories that everyone has. They're like the NPC things. I was like, is this going to be a fucking like the Matrix? Like, is this going to be a fucking thing? I guess it does
mirror like what people are thinking about now in terms of like the universe, like so. It's on people's minds, so they keep making movies about it. Yeah,
but that to me, that was just really a vessel for the delivery of like the family dynamic, really.
Did you notice that it had a fucking scene from Men in Black in the movie?
No.
Because when there were rocks, I think it's when there were rocks, and she's saying, at first everyone thought that Earth was the center of the universe.
Mm-hmm.
That's from Men in Black 1. Tommy Lee Jones was telling Will Smith. They're sitting on the bench, and he's like, at first everyone thought, everyone knew, it's like the same dialogue.
Mm-hmm.
Everyone knew the Earth was center of the universe until they discovered it like revolves around the sun, and there's other planets. And then he's like, and then we discovered there's aliens. And he's like, who knows what they'll discover next? that basically exact same dialogue was in this movie.
Yeah. Oh yeah, when they were rocks. Yeah.
I kind of didn't really like that.
Oh really?
It's like, this is from Men in Black. Do something different.
Yeah, I think it wasn't along that lines. I think
it could be a coincidence.
I think it is a coincidence. I think what it was trying to, like, they were just trying to, like...
'Cause that's a common discussion people have.
Yeah, and I think it was just to point out, like, the naivety of people, right? Where it's just like...
Well, yeah, in both circumstances they are, but it still rubbed me the wrong way that it was the exact same fucking thing.
But I liked the way that it was delivered.
By just text on the screen.
Yeah. I was watching it and I was like, okay. I was like, I've never seen anyone do this before.
Yeah.
Imagine writing a script where it's just two rocks talking to each other. Mm-hmm. Like, you know, like...
Yeah.
It's like one of those things they tell you not to do when you're learning how to write stuff, right? Isn't that like...
True.
They're just like, you don't...
Sure, yeah.
They're like, don't do this, right?
Yeah.
Like, but who says you have to do that, right? Why can't you? Why do you have to adhere to these, like, structures, right?
No, of course.
You can do whatever the fuck you want.
I kind of wish they did a little bit more of that. With like other possible concepts.
But then the movie gets to be too long.
Well, you could cut other stuff. Like, I don't know.
I don't think you can really cut anything up
really?
until that
I thought
there was some stuff you could cut, but for the most part,
I thought they did kind of the same fights a little too much. Like they
that kind of dragged on a little bit for me. But
like they fought a bunch of people over and over.
But I think that's a kung fu movie though. That's like a staple of a kung fu, and I think that's what they're paying homage to, right? In a kung fu movie, the hero will fight like the main villain, like he'll lose to the main villain, then fight him again, and then like, you know, like it's always the same fucking.
Yeah, that's true.
It's the same structure, and I think that's what they're trying to, like, you know, they're staying true to that, right?
Yeah, that's fair. There wasn't anything else, I guess, you don't like.
I mean, like, I didn't like Jamie Lee Curtis as much. Okay, I think you could have probably picked someone else to do that. I don't know. Like, she didn't give me anything. Like, it was just like...
That's true.
She's just there.
She kind of maybe...
Like,
it seems like she was holding back a little.
Yeah, to me, it felt like she was just a character from The Office, right? I think you could have cast someone a bit better in there, maybe.
What about runtime?
Oh, yeah, we all know that's a... Now, I didn't check, but, like... I think it was, what, 2.5 hours? It must have been 2.5 hours.
2 hours, 19 minutes.
That sounds about right. That was okay. Yeah. It wasn't too bad.
It wasn't too bad.
It was starting to drag towards the end because I knew so too. It's one of those things where you know the end is coming. Mm-hmm. Which is a slight fault I had with it, where it's like you can tell.
Well, the problem with like fucking action movies are there's 10 endings, right? Mm-hmm. Like a big fight thing happens, and you're like, oh, you think it's over? No, but then there's someone back, like blah blah. Mm-hmm. But it did have that feel of like
a lot was going on.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was like here's a fight scene, here's a fight scene, here's a fight scene, here's a fight scene. Oh shit, we're not done. Here's another fight scene, right?
Yeah, like, how they kept jumping back to the bagel fucking thing.
The everything bagel.
Yeah. Yeah, we haven't talked about the everything bagel.
Yeah, it's like I took everything from the universe and I put it on a bagel.
Yeah, what did you think about the everything bagel?
I thought it was funny. I was like, it's a clever,
it's
like,
pretty funny.
It's just
this is actually
because they believe that like that's a black hole, right? Like that's what that's supposed to be.
You know, they believe the universe is shaped like a bagel too.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't include that.
Yeah.
They think the universe is like shaped like a tube.
Yeah.
But that's another thing that made me think I've never seen this kind of like this makes sense too. If you know, all these like multiverse movies or whatever, it's always like super high concept, super serious. Mm-hmm. You know, they're fucking killing each other, like Jet Li's going through every dimension, just fucking killing each other. Mm-hmm. Whereas this is like, if you actually had this ability, you just fuck with everything. You'd be like, yeah, I'll put everything on a fucking bagel and see what fucking happens, because I can. Like,
I think what the core of it is that she doesn't want to be alive anymore.
I know, but...
Oh, yeah, you're saying, like, why would she made that?
No, I mean, the fact that it's a bagel.
Oh, yeah. But I think that plays into, like you said, the fact that they believe that's what
I think that's the subtext of it, but not the character stuff.
Yeah.
Like, why the character did that.
Oh, okay. I understand. Yeah, because, like, I mean, I liked her. Did you not like that as, like, a villain? Like, I thought that was a great villain. Like, she just goes back in time and she just changes into different characters and, like, just kills people.
No, it was good. Really good.
It was pretty dope. And the costumes at the end, all of them, or all the costumes combined together, if you looked at it closely, it had like little bits of every single one all mixed in together. They put some fucking thought and time into this.
Then like you kind of mentioned there was the fact that her whole goal is to like kill herself, and she can't because there's so many of her. She's like everyone at once, that if one of her dies, she's still alive. Mm-hmm. So her goal is to like create this black hole so that she can die. So what did you think about the whole like the suicide theme of this movie.
I mean, I get it. I understand what it was. And they're like, at first I was like, well, why is she doing this with the mom and stuff like that? But I think it was ultimately just to make the mother understand. She's like, I'm doing this because of you. Yeah. Like, kind of thing, right? Exactly. Like, it was a shaming thing, right? Reverse shame, right? Yeah. As, like, shaming is big in Asian culture, right? Like, true. So, like...
So, what do you think about, like, the theme of suicide, though, in a movie?
I don't know. I don't think it's in there enough. I mean, it's like, suicide's a real thing. It was
definitely a big part of it at the end.
Yeah. Because it's a real thing, right? And I think that's what they're trying to talk about. Like, that they're like, hey, like, because I think maybe that might be to people who have immigrant parents, right? Who are very strict and, like, who are, like, unaccepting of their lifestyles, right? And I think that happens to a lot of people. Of course. And that might be what they're touching on, right?
Yeah, I think they are.
Yeah, and I think that's powerful,
and suicide in general. So when that came up, I was unsure whether, like, she was gonna...
do it or not. Yeah. I thought she was gonna do it.
Yeah.
That's so
because like you're saying, like that is like that's a real thing that people go through, obviously, but you know, they specifically, like in this scenario, they relate it to their parents being hard on them a lot, kind of at that age. And so I thought that was kind of like big, like it's a big thing for them to touch on in a movie like this. Like, I think they did it well, right?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. And the reason I was able to think that I was like, how's this gonna go, is because I knew it was gonna end in a happy moment, but there was always that thought that I was like, it might not, because it had a very like not dark tone, but like
very serious
tone, right? And like also too, the fact that I can really applaud them for this. The fact that the movie wasn't PG-13 and that they went for the full like R movie.
Yeah,
it was so much better.
Yeah, so it makes sense too.
It was like so much
with that
better, and it added to that too. And that's when I was like, I don't know what's gonna happen. I was like, I honestly, usually you can make a bit of a call like when you watch these kind of movies. This was one of those very few times where I was like, I really don't know what's gonna happen. I'm just gonna watch this, and that's very refreshing because that doesn't happen very often.
Yeah,
like,
agreed.
Yeah, it's a rarity. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I don't even sound like a fucking broken record, but if, like, go watch this fucking thing. And, like, tell other people about this, too. Because,
that's the other thing.
There was nobody watching.
Yeah, people need to watch movies like this.
Yeah, because then they'll make more shit like this. Because we don't get enough of this. Like, if we got more shit like this, like, the problem is right now is that it's all shit, like, I think we discussed this earlier, it's all shifting to television now because of the streaming services, right? Disney's like, fuck it, we're just going to make movies and put them on TV, right? Which isn't bad because... the streaming wars that are going on right now, we're getting quality television.
Oh, yeah. Like with theaters closed, they were making a lot more TV and investing into that. And now those investments are still there.
Yeah, but it's like, you know, like, I don't want, like, don't get me wrong, I love a good Marvel movie every once in a while. I don't want every fucking movie that's in the theaters to be either a superhero movie or, like, a blockbuster movie. I don't want to watch Jake Gyllenhaal drive around in an ambulance and fucking Jared Leto fucking turning into whatever the fuck he was turning into. What was he fucking playing Lawrence Fishburne? Oh, no, it's more than Morpheus. Morpheus, yeah. Well, I'm not going to see ambulance.
Oh, what? Come on.
Are we?
But did you see how in the word ambulance they highlight the letters L and A because it takes place in L.A.?
Oh God, he's that fucking. That's Michael Bay, right? Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I read something that he was upset when it was over. I swear to God, I read this. He was upset that there wasn't enough explosions in the movie for him. Yeah. What is that even about? It's an ambulance.
I have no idea.
Is it like a speed scenario?
Yeah. It's. Yeah, well,
is there a bomb?
Basically, the ambulance, and I don't know completely, but the ambulance is doing the right thing, to save
a life or whatever,
something, but everyone else thinks there's somebody else, so they're all trying to kill them. So the ambulances just keep on driving to get to somewhere.
Okay,
that's what I think.
There's probably a mob boss or something in the back that they're trying to save, and then they're driving somewhere, and then they're trying to kill. I could see that, like a Smoking Aces scenario.
I think it's like...
Wasn't that...
I think it's like some sort of terrorist thing where there's this like chemical or something, and they have it in there, and maybe like if they get hit, it'll be like a bio weapon.
Yeah.
So they're trying to like escape the movie The Rock, but with an ambulance. Like,
I mean, do we really need another movie with Jake Gyllenhaal driving around Los Angeles? There's like
Gyllenhaal.
fucking 4 of those.
It's
Nightcrawler, that movie where he's a cop also.
Oh, yeah.
With Michael Pena.
Yeah.
We just need one where he's a firefighter. At the very least, a postman.
Oh.
Yeah.
A Postman would be good.
Yeah.
Why isn't there a Postman movie?
I don't know. You can.
He's got to deliver a package. That would be an interesting.
Yeah, and
like,
he's doing
idea.
his Jake Gilly thing where he's all sweaty, pushing his hair back.
There's
He's
like a bike messenger.
They did a movie about that.
They did?
Yeah, it was called Messenger.
Oh.
It was literally yeah. Not to be confused with the Joan of Arc story, The Messenger. But yeah, it was this movie about a bike messenger guy. Okay. I think it was like first person shit or whatever, something like that. I can't remember. It looked stupid. I saw it. I was like, this is some Euro trash.
Sucks, yeah.
Yeah, we all get it. You love bikes in Europe. Come on. All right, well, on that note. Yeah, no, you need good movies, right?
Yeah.
Like,
they're making them more now in the past like couple years than I think they were a few years ago. It seemed like there were a lot more like Marvel-y stuff, but I'm excited for the future.
People got to go see it though, right? People got to go, right? And like, there was nobody there when we saw it, but that doesn't necessarily mean that at night it's not going to. I know
we did catch an early show, and it just came out.
Yeah,
I'm not sure,
but it was there weren't that many showings of it, so I can only imagine that it's not on that high on their list. Like,
right?
Yeah.
Well, I guess time will tell because we don't know the.
Yeah. We'll see. We'll look at the numbers and we'll see.
Everything, everywhere, all at once.
All at once. Damn it. Damn.